Hi, Sumit. If you like to learn how to make this trendy, classy top, then watch this video to the end. My name is Veronica Adams Eze. Welcome to Vera Adams YouTube channel. Right here, I already have a basic bodice pattern cut out, and I've already marked the neck measurement for 3 inches depth and 4 inches width. I'm going to go ahead on the shoulder line and take 1 inch away, just the way you see me doing right here, and I'll connect it down to the armhole curve. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead to cut it out. While this was going on, I went ahead to cut out this same pattern on another paper, a brown paper to be precise, and here it is. This brown paper was actually cut out to be used later in the course of this video. So right now I'm going to keep it aside and work on the white paper first. I'm going ahead to open this pattern paper up so that we can work on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is check if we have 8 inches for the neck width, and we have that. Right from the neck width, I'm going to be measuring 1.5 inches away. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go over to the neck depth, and from that neck depth I'm going to come down by 3.5 inches and make a mark, and from that 3.5 inches I'm going to come down by another 3.5 inches and also make a mark. But then go ahead to get the midpoint of the second 3.5 inches. That's, I'll divide the 3.5 inches into 2 and I'll get the midpoint. I'll make a mark right there. Moving upwards, I'm going to go ahead to connect the 1.5 inches that I marked on the shoulder line down to the first 3.5 inches mark. The midpoint that I got for the second 3.5 inches, on that point I'm going to mark 1 inch away from the center of the paper. I'll then go right now and bring in my curve rule and connect this point downwards and also upwards, just the way you see me doing right here. If you don't have a curve rule, you can go ahead and use your free hand. Just ensure that what you have is curvy. At this point, we have our curve. I'm going to go ahead to use my marker pen to trace it out so it becomes more visible. I also went ahead to zoom in the camera so that you get to see it clearly. Once this is done, I'm going to go ahead to the side of the pattern paper. Please note that no seam allowance was added to this. On the side of this pattern paper, I'm going to go ahead to divide what I have, just the way you see me doing here, into 2. So whatever you have on your pattern paper after the armhole, divide it into 2. Once that is done, I'm going to connect this with free hand to meet the curve that we did earlier, just the way you see me doing here. I'm going to go ahead to repeat the same process on the other side of the pattern paper. I'll go ahead and connect the midpoint to the other side of the paper, just the way you see me doing right here, with the less curvy part of my ruler. At this point, I'm going to bring in my marker pen to trace the lines that I marked out so that it becomes very visible. If this is your first time on this channel, I want to say a big welcome. Do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, I want to say a big thank you for always tuning in. Make sure to click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a new video. At this point, we can proceed to cutting out. At this point, what is left is to cut out the neckline, which I'm going to go ahead to do right here. So at this point, we're done cutting out, so we can move ahead to the brown paper. I'll then go ahead to place the white paper on the brown paper, making sure that the neck depth and neck width of both paper align. I'll go ahead to bring in pins to hold this From this side, on the white paper, I'm going to go up by 1 inch and I'll make a mark on the brown paper. I'll then move over to the other side. On the white paper, I'm going to go down by 1 inch. Note that on the other side, I went up. Here, I'm going down by 1 inch. So I realized 1 inch would be too small, so I decided to do 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go over to the other side and also mark 1.5 inches instead of 1 inch. Once I've made these marks on the brown paper, I'm going to go ahead to remove the pins so that we can also get mid curve on the brown paper as well. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and flip the paper over so it faces the other side. Then I'm going to go ahead to use pins to hold the paper down so that it doesn't shift. Once I've successfully pinned the paper down, I'll go ahead to trace out the curve on the brown paper. But I'm going to be starting from that 1.5 inches that I came up earlier by. So from that point, I'm going to be connecting it into the curve. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead to start cutting out. At this point, you can deduce that the new paper, that is the brown paper, is 1.5 inches longer on the side than the white paper. Once I'm done cutting out, I'm going to go ahead to remove the pins. At this point, we have achieved the keyhole curve for both the white paper and the brown paper. So I'm going to go ahead to cut out the neckline for the brown paper. Once this is done, what's next is to get the curve at the hem of the top. I'll be going with the 1.5 inches, and from that point I'll be using freehand to draw a curve to the other side of the paper. Then I'll go ahead to cut it out. If you are yet to subscribe, please do so subscribe to this YouTube channel. The next line of action is to connect both the white paper and the brown paper together. So I'm bringing in the brown paper and I'm connecting as so. Please be careful the way you connect. Watch the way that I'm putting them together, because if you don't get it right, it will not give you the desired result. In case you missed the way I connected the two together, go back and check it again. If you saw this video to this point, I hope you found it useful. If you did, please click on the like button and share to family and friends that are soulmates. Do not hesitate to drop your questions in the comment section if you have any. It is possible to have this design on the front bodies rather than the back bodies. So which would you prefer, the front bodies or the back bodies? Drop your answer in the comment section. And now we have come to the end of this tutorial. I'll see you in my next one. Stay tuned. Bye.